Good morning, students. Today, we are going to read another very important question in the topic of Kashmir in the subject of history in O levels. So, this is again very important question as far as papers are concerned. So, concentrate yourself. The question is, what were the causes of the Kashmir crisis following partition? So if this question comes, definitely we have to discuss different causes of the Kashmir crisis. Or another form of the question is, how successful did India and Pakistan handle the Kashmir issue up to 1999? Explain your answer. And if this question comes, first we have to discuss all the causes behind the Kashmir crisis, and then we have to give our verdict. Either Pakistan and India are successful in solving the issue or not. So concentrate yourself. We are going to start now. Pakistan and India were not very successful in handling the Kashmir issue between 1947 and 1999. The successes they had were fewer than the failures. The state of the Kashmir had 77% of Muslim population. It should have come to Pakistan because the partition of the subcontinent was done on the basis of Muslim and non-Muslim majority areas. The Maharaja of the Kashmir was Hindu and was reluctant to join Pakistan. Thus, against the wishes of the people, he acceded to India. This became the main cause of the dispute, which brought India and Pakistan in confrontation with each other, and their armies clashed many times. So there had been three big wars between Pakistan and India over the issue of the Kashmir. First was in 1948, second was in 1965, and third was in 1971. And this is the main problem between the Pakistan and India. Both had their first war in January 1948, when Pakistan had to mobilize its troops after the military intervention of India in Kashmir. After going on war in 1948, both countries agreed on UN-mediated ceasefire, and a temporary border was drawn between Azad Kashmir and Indian-held Kashmir. It is called the LOC, Line of Control, and was drawn in 1949. The line of control was to be patrolled by the UN troops. Pakistan kept building pressure on Indian moves of annexing the disputed territory. A commission called UNCIP was set up. Three mediators were sent by the United Nations during 1951 to 1953. They gave their proposals to which Pakistan agreed, but India did not accept them. In 1954, India set up a state assembly in Kashmir with puppet members who sided with India. This so-called state assembly approved Kashmir's accession to India in 1954 and 1955 in violation of the ceasefire of 1948. Now, India started saying that no plebiscite is needed, but the people of the Kashmir and Pakistan did not accept the state assembly as an alternative to plebiscite. In 1957, the UN officially declared Kashmir a disputed territory and proposed a final solution by holding a plebiscite. India promised to hold plebiscite in Kashmir. Detailed and prolonged talks were held in 1962-1963, but with no results. There was a second war in September 1965 when Pakistan launched its secret Operation Grand Slam. On 1st September 1965, the war continued for 17 days without victory for either country. UN had once again to intervene. Both countries agreed on a ceasefire and signed in January 1966 a Soviet-sponsored peace treaty, the Tashkent Accord. Both agreed on a peaceful settlement of the Kashmir dispute. In the 1980s, the Kashmir issue remained masked due to the Afghan war and India's internal problems. General Zia's cricket diplomacy averted any possible war between India and Pakistan. In 1987, elections in Kashmir were rigged by India in an attempt to show popular support for its occupation. In 1989, Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi called upon his counterpart Benazir Bhutto in Islamabad in an attempt to improve bilateral relations. In February 1999, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Indian Prime Minister Vajpayee met at Wagah border and issued the Lahore Declaration that contained commitment of both countries to improve relations by resolving various disputes, including Kashmir. 1989 onwards, a massive Kashmiri uprising adversely affected the Pak-India relations. Both countries were on the verge of the war during the 1990s. Finally, both countries had a small-scale undeclared war in Kargil, that is the part of the Kashmir. In April 1999, the Kashmiri guerrillas, backed by Pakistan Army, crossed the line of the control and captured Kargil and Daras. These are two important places in Kashmir. These were captured by the Kashmiri guerrillas. This was a violation of the Lahore Declaration of February 1999. India counterattacked in May, and Pakistani forces had to withdraw by June 1999 on the persuasion of the US President Bill Clinton. Kargil event brought of nuclear war between two countries. It may be calculated that Pakistan and India failed to handle the Kashmir issue because the dispute finally pushed them to the extent of developing nuclear weapons. The reason why the dispute has not been solved was that India had gone back on her promise to hold plebiscite in Kashmir. India clearly disobeys UNO resolutions. The UNO has no forces and is helpless. Pakistan is only depending upon the hope that world powers would put pressure on India and compel her to allow the right of the self-determination to the people of the Kashmir. India now wants that Pakistan should accept the line of the control as permanent boundary line. But Pakistan cannot give up her claim over Kashmir because on principle Kashmir, with Muslim majority population and religious, cultural and ethnic ties, should have been a part of the Kashmir. And more important is the fact that large rivers flows into Pakistan from Kashmir. In Pakistan, if Pakistan gives up her claim on Kashmir, she will be deprived of the river waters, which will be a death blow to Pakistan. India has already violated Indus Water Treaty and is building large dams on River Jhelum and River Chenab. So this was the detail up to which extent Pakistan and India are successful in solving the Kashmir issue. So read this question again very carefully. These are the causes of the Kashmir issue. Make your notes. Thank you so much.